go.
We are here. Oh my God. You guys, welcome back to Stats to Assets. We're in Austin, Texas. I'm excited. This is one of my first in-person podcasts. Finally got my camera set up, so I hope y'all like it. Okay, y'all need to donate if y'all need some better cameras. You know what I'm saying, I'm excited for my guests. Man, how long have we known each other now?
I think it's going on a little bit, maybe a couple years.
Couple years, yeah.
Met 3.
Met, of course, in the basketball gym.
That's right.
You know, killing some kids, or coaching some kids. Coaching some kids on some basketball, which is awesome. But Natalie, Novosel, I want to thank you for joining me today because it's been rough just to get this set up.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
It was fun to see the process, but I'm excited. They don't have to know that.
They don't have to know. Shoot.
It's great.
It's been, so just so y'all know, she's been super patient with me today. I got here with all this stuff except for these bomb microphones we have today. Had to go back to the house and get that. And that took a good hour. Austin's traffic is popping today.
Brought back some Juice Land though.
And then
had a little acai bowl, so we're good.
Oh yeah, we got some Juice Land. We had to get some energy. And then I was using my microphone yesterday, and I put it back in my case upside down so it didn't charge. So we've just been chilling.
Right.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Long time coming.
Long time coming. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited to have this conversation with you, but it's funny because we have so many conversations outside of the camera, so it's fun to let everybody else in on it too.
I know. We just got to start putting cameras
That's right,
on.
right.
So, first WNBA player on my channel. I'm happy about that. I love it. It. So today, I want to get into your athletic story, background into sports, and just how you navigated your awesome career. Talks about the ups and the downs, and then talk about what you're doing now in retirement.
Sure.
You're old like me,
Love
so
we're
not bouncing the ball no more.
That's right.
So if you could just for anybody out there, everybody out there, kind of introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. So I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky. And I grew up I was the youngest of 3. I have a twin brother, but he's still 2 minutes older, and he's definitely the middle child. I'm definitely that younger child. My sister's 2.5 years older than me. And we grew up in a sports family, and my dad was a 4-sport athlete. My mom was very active, but never actually was able to play sports because of they didn't really have it back then for women. And so it's really crazy we talk about it's crazy that my mom grew up in an era where she couldn't even have the opportunity to play sports, and then I made a career of playing basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's crazy to me. But I was fortunate enough to go to a really good, prestigious high school, and it just happened to be right across from the same where I went to middle school, right? So I was fortunate enough for my sister, who was a standout athlete at our high school, ended up playing Division I, but I got to play up, and I think that really molded it really set the foundation for my competitiveness and just wanting to win, because I was always smaller. I was kind of like the run of the family. I'm the shortest, which is hard to believe at 5'11".
Yeah.
And so that really just kind of set my tone for my career, and also probably for life as well. Maybe that little chip on your shoulder, if anybody's felt that. Had to find my voice a little bit. I felt like I was always talked over, and so I was kind of like that little shy introvert and just angry, I think, a little bit. Because of that, it started to really, and I just used basketball as an outlet. I used basketball as an outlet, and that took me really far, and I got to go to University of Notre Dame. Decided to go there. I kind of wanted 2 things I only ever wanted, right, was to become, one, help a program on the verge of elite to become elite. And then 2 was to win a national championship.
Yeah.
All I wanted, right? And so, obviously, we fell short at Notre Dame. We went to 2 back-to-back national championship games.
Wow.
But from then, Notre Dame's kind of turned into, obviously, it wasn't necessarily a power in a house. It had power, and it was a household name. But the powerhouse together to now, it's like a household name when it comes to women's basketball. And I feel really grateful to be a part of sort of the legacy that this program has built. And obviously there's so many, even more before that in Coach Ivy and before that. But yeah, it's really something special. And now that the token's been passed to Coach Ivy, it's been really cool to see that her just continue to take it with trajectory. When she started her coaching career, sort of as an athlete, when I was an athlete in Notre Dame, so it's kind of just all these full circle moments. And then, like I said, got to go. Never thought I'd be playing basketball in the WNBA. I never even had gone. My first WNBA game was the first one I had ever watched. Had the first one I'd ever attended. Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, where there was no professional sports. So I never was. And it just wasn't really a thing. I was outside playing basketball. I was never really watching basketball outside of the NBA, I would say. And so it was a really cool moment. And then I think 7 seasons I played basketball in Romania, and then overseas in like a little bit throughout Europe, and then Australia.
What other countries were you were in Europe?
So we played. I started my career there, and I remember being like so excited, like Romania. It's like I wasn't really traveling when I was younger. I didn't really think of places to go and visit. I was like, Romania, awesome. And I was so excited because I signed a contract, and I remember telling my friends and family, they were just like so excited. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? They're like, and I was like, Romania, and all of them, it was just like, oh,
yeah.
And so it was just kind of like, oh man, because I Googled it. It looks amazing when you Google it, and then I really got there, and I remember it being just like gray. Just so many different shades of gray, Like,
that's
this
weird.
Is not like the photos.
That's funny because that's accurate. Because I played there 2 years, 2 seasons, and I'm like, it's gray.
So much gray. It's just shades of gray. It's like I'm black and white. And I told my agent anywhere else but there afterwards. And I think I just grouped Europe all together with that. And then I said anywhere but Europe, and he helped me get into Australia. And then it was really hard for me to leave Australia because it was just beautiful. It was like in color.
Right.
Truly, so I loved it there.
Where were you in Australia?
Gosh, I played in Melbourne, South Australia, Adelaide, and then like Townsville, which is like Queensland area. So I really and then we just traveled throughout, obviously playing, but that's really where I spent most of my time.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit.
Sure.
Growing up, maybe middle school and high school, did you play any other sports than basketball?
Yeah, absolutely. I played. Actually, I swam for about 8 summer seasons.
That's cool.
As my brother and sister did as well. That really actually helped so much. I can't like take that as not part of help build my body a bit in my like lungs and stuff. And then I actually played competitive soccer for a really long time, all the way until, I think it was freshman year of high school where I decided to choose one. Okay. And I credit that a lot to helping me, for sure.
Interesting. Swimming and soccer, very like way more endurance type of sports than basketball.
Right.
Man. So did you ever feel like you got tired in basketball as easy as maybe other players?
That was a gift. I would say it was because of that. I remember always showing up to summer preseason, right? Always the most in shape at Notre Dame because it was just, I knew that if you're trying to learn new things and trying to adjust, you can't be tired and trying to learn.
No.
So that was my one gift. I was always the most in shape on my high school team.
Okay.
And I really credit it because of that. So I could run. I had the fastest mile time at Notre Dame. Just being able to run, but also the soccer helped me with my footwork, so I was still fast. But I'm not talking there were definitely athletes on my team who were way faster, but I could also be fast for a really long time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that is key.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Because when I started playing professional basketball, I started to do, not soccer, but I started to do boxing and swimming for cross training.
Yeah.
And I felt like swimming was excellent because I could de-weight my body, especially my knees, right? And then get my whole body to train and then work on that real conditioning. It's like pure conditioning for me instead of adding the wear and tear.
Absolutely.
That I'm gonna have to expend while I'm overseas.
Yeah, that's great.
And then boxing for me was I didn't need a lot of it.
Right.
Because and it was, boxing for me was another different type of conditioning, always moving my arms. And I feel like the years that I really trained in that in the summer, I was a rebounding machine. like I was getting my hands on tips. And
Sure.
I was very active
Quick.
core. And so when you're here and you still have to have that, I don't know, it's just fast twitch, you know, and it's fun too. When they call out the numbers, I'm like, when I miss it, I'm like, damn it.
Right.
And I'm like, do it again. What was the combo? So, you know, it's a little fun. It's different. It's just different type of training.
I think I did a summer of boxing as well during a rehab period, trying to figure, just get back into it without like a lot of heavy load. And it was great. I really loved it. I enjoyed it. It's a different type of, I would say, a different type of cardio for sure. And your arms get,
they
cut.
Hurt. They do get cut, and that's why I liked it too.
Yeah.
Because it was all I really need is like 30 hard minutes of boxing, like nonstop, and the whole mental side of the 3 minute active and 1 minute off. I hated it at the beginning. I was waiting for that bell, but the first bell is like a minute left. I'm like,
that's a lot.
Oh my God, it was so terrible. But imagine, because like in college we are used to playing 4 minutes whenever they would do TV timeout, right? And if you could last hardcore for 4 minutes, you were good.
You're great.
We would say play your butt off.
That's right.
For 4 minutes, and then you know that timeout's coming.
Fine.
You'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Man, so okay, cool. So you played other sports. What about, did you start playing like select and AAU with basketball?
So, I think I started playing like AAU in middle school with my high school fed team. So it just like, the team that fed into my high school that was supported by my high school. So that was my first kind of taste of different types of competition. I had maybe like 1 year parochial and then moved up, and then maybe played freshman year as a middle schooler, and that kind of helped as well, starting to get to JV. But I really my biggest taste of it came from just I was fortunate enough on one team, like my high school, we had 7, I think, athletes go D1.
Wow.
So it was like a really competitive, and all of them I was like the youngest one of that. So that was really like my competition, day in and day out practice. And so I really didn't, and I also knew, and here's one thing I always tell young athletes, but specifically coaches, coaches, not necessarily coaches, parents, honestly, is there is such a focus and push now to have athletes into the AAU business. You know what I'm saying? Put them into the business so you can get exposure. But like, why you shouldn't be like this, like my little soapbox for a second.
Yeah,
it's like,
let's do it.
If you're not good, what's the point of being exposed? You are going to be exposed, you know?
Right.
So I'm just like, that's why I'm so grateful. Like I had good people in my corner that were like, Nat, don't play this year, because it was my sophomore season. And I had a good sophomore season. We won state. We were 6th in the nation. And I didn't play the AU that summer, so I was like, I'm not going to do it. I worked so hard as I could. And then the next summer, my junior year, I signed with a like Nike national team. You know, we traveled just for games. And that's where, I got a lot of recognition, had offers, and then Coach McGraw saw me, and I went to go visit them, and I was like, I'm sold, right? And so I try and tell people of like, just focus more on games focus more on getting good and like playing pickup, not necessarily going to play games for exposure. And that's really like what I think I can say that helped me a lot.
That's interesting. So it was sophomore year of high school, and then that summer going into junior year you didn't play, or going into sophomore year?
Going into junior year, correct.
Going into junior year, you didn't play in the summer. And so that means...
No, I'm sorry. I played freshman year going into sophomore year. I didn't play.
Okay.
So then
going into sophomore year, you didn't
play.
To
junior year, I did, and then junior to senior, I played.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So played freshman year throughout the school year. The summer going into sophomore year, that's the summer that you didn't do any select ball.
Right.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, okay, so what did you do, and how did you do it?
Yeah, so I think I remember I continued to work, and that's when I really got involved with my school's strength coach. He actually came to our family's like dinner table. And I remember him like saying, "Hey, I really want to train you guys, like your family." And I had never really, we just didn't really train weights, So that was like the foundation of like me working on my body to improve that as a foundational level. And then what I did that I think which was like higher level, because I think you and I have talked about it before. there wasn't really like skills trainers anywhere, you know,
No.
like
No.
there really wasn't. I went to a couple camps.
Yep.
So everything that I got from the camps, I like took back. So I started as what was that? I was 15 maybe. And I was recording shots. And I was like, I went to Point Guard College. I'll credit them because I try and send all my kids there that I know and train and stuff and coach. And they like taught me how to think the game, right? And so I think from that, and I saw like the people that had gone through their programs, and I was like, okay, this is like making sense to me. So I would just work on like my form shots, right? And I would work like for warm-ups, and then I would plan my workout. I didn't just pick up a ball and just go and shoot. You know what I mean? I literally had, okay, I'm gonna get 4 sets of 10 from the elbow, and then I'm gonna go back and forth, and then I'm gonna get threes, and then I'm gonna run to the baseline, then I'm gonna do, and do 10 of those. And so I really like would get 400, 500, 600 shots up like every day.
Yeah.
And you miss a few days here and there, but like every day I worked on my body, and I remember pushing myself because I wanted to be, at that point I wanted to be elite. And I think it was because of all of the high school athletes that were ahead of me on my team that were like, I saw what they were getting kind of, and I was like, I want to be better. I want to be the best. I want to beat them, right? But at the end of the day, good news, they were all on my team. But in practice, right, we were competitive.
Absolutely.
That was the best part.
Absolutely. Okay, Nat. So, summer going into sophomore year.
Yep.
Why did you decide not to play AAU and just train?
I think it was, like I said, having those people in my corner to actually encourage me not to do it. I had a really good coach, Greg Todd, and he encouraged my parents, and he told me to just work hard, and I really respected him. You know why? I respected him, one, because he had the credibility and the track record and all these people that he's run championships and helped them go to college, so it was just like, I'm listening to him. Yeah. And I remember he told my mom, she has, talking about me, I wasn't there, but my mom told me obviously, but she has the potential to be the best player to ever come out of Catholic.
Wow.
That's what my high school's name. And I was like, so I always stuck into it because I respected him so much. I didn't want to let him down. Yeah. And I think that's such a good characteristic of coaches. Like my coach McGraw had that one in college where I would you want to go and fight for a wall for her what is it?
Run through a wall.
Run through a wall for them, and fight to not disappoint them and get better, right? And so I had that with him, and so he encouraged me not to, and so we joked now. Then I went and signed up with the Nike national team the following summer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And no regrets on that either. He didn't really want me to do that one either. So sometimes you have to kind of obviously forge your own path, but at the same time, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because today, if parents hear that, even with good players, if parents would hear that type of advice or just an idea from a coach, I don't think they would listen to that. And it's I don't know, because I know I played AAU all of my summers going into high school and college.
Okay.
But there's some for sure athletes that they would get a lot more out of a summer of 3 to 4 months of busting their butt.
Yes.
And then coming back into the school year way different. Okay, and then still playing AAU, but maybe freshman year, that sophomore year, summers, you go to work, because people do rely on, once you get on a team, you rely on the coaches and the X and O practices. Right. But a lot of being able to be successful in practice, team practice, is yourself and growing yourself. And so a lot of athletes also, they don't understand how much self-work it takes to also improve, right? And be really good and play AAU. So,
totally agree.
So I personally would have been like, I'm playing just because I love the game. I was like, I gotta have some contact in the paint somewhere. What? Yeah. But I do understand going in the lab, how people kind of go monk mode today sometimes.
That's right.
You just disappear and you just go to work, and then you appear. There's no reason you should not appear very different with different skills. And that's the big thing I see. I'm listening to your story and taking away is like, you for sure use that time well because you were different.
Oh yeah,
you were way better. You had to be way
player.
better, right? And then going into that next summer, you could compete on a very high level, confident national team, not Nike national team.
Right. Yeah.
You know, talk about what were you working on that summer?
Yeah, it was. I think when I worked on like my body, like I mentioned, and then also the shots that I would continue to get, and what really I worked on that comes with it is the you get so much confidence because you know that you know what I mean, like, and that's the difference. And so I didn't have that before. Like I was just playing because I was athletic enough and talented, and I just had a good feel for the game. But when I like had all that and then I worked hard, man, like, and then I had the mindset of like, oh, I am the best, I'm gonna walk out on the court, right? And so I've put in the work. I have that in my bag. Like, there's no question why I shouldn't be confident and feel like I should be taking these shots, or feel like, whereas if you just like think you're good, but like, you know what I mean, without really backing it up, and you come up against talent, or you come up against other situations, you may not have the mental toughness of like, dang, okay, yeah, they got me, like, wow, they are good. And then like it starts to chip away into your confidence, whereas nothing could really chip away into my confidence because I'd put so much work in.
That's good. These kids and athletes need to, at all levels, middle school, high school, college, even pro, right? They need to hear that confidence. You worked on your game, but you're really creating confidence for yourself,
right? Absolutely.
To then be put in, because you're gonna be put in situations. If you get to get in the game, right? High school team, AAU team, you are going to be put in situations that are very familiar because you practice it, and then there's always going to come situations that you haven't practiced with the team. Right. You have no clue what to do.
That's right.
And you haven't put any type of work into even just be able to make some type of adjustment or an estimated great guess.
Right.
And that's what happens when you are watching film. You are working on small things, fundamentals, and you work on the boring stuff. But the boring stuff makes you so fly, fancy, right? It looks fancy when you make that play, but all it was a no look and a back door on time.
Right. It wasn't glamorous work.
It was not glamorous. I've done that.
That's right.
I made up a move. There's no defense in the gym with me. I look this way. Did I hit the cone? Okay, try it again.
Right.
Let's do 30 more passes.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting a cone.
That's it.
Or something that was on the ground.
That's exactly right. That's the stuff I was doing.
I love passing.
You know what I mean? Like,
I love the pass because it was so
10.
you do something like this and go under your arm, and it was like, it was
amazing.
It has to be on time, and we have to score. That was it.
Yeah.
So fun. Behind the back passes.
Passing was my favorite, actually. Yeah, truly.
I feel like we did that more back in the day when we played high school, and like high schoolers today don't really do it. It's not it's fancy, but it's not. It's fancy when it's like always the right decision and works out.
Right.
But for me, it's like a very, very fundamental pass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I mean, it's.
How do you feel? It's like
I grow. You
have to know how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what? Bounce pass,
advantageous.
Wrap it.
They're coming up. They're right there. How else are you going to get it to them other than behind the back?
So get them up in the air, and you cannot miss this.
No.
It's the perfect time to like. There's no defense there. Just pass it.
Especially if you're already doing a behind the back dribbles.
Yeah.
You got it. You just raise it a little bit.
I loved behind the back passes when it was like the perfect time. For me, I remember in high school, I loved 2-on-1 situations.
Yeah.
Like, this is coming up.
You already know.
I gotta get them
right.
kind of sucked into me so I can just rotate.
That's right. Oh, that's good.
Timing, and then you can even
crowd.
Man, loved it.
This is the best.
You can even you don't even have to look. If you know there's no defense coming, you know your teammates there.
So good.
You just be like,
right.
Got them.
So good. Yeah.
So it's all practice though.
All practice. Yeah.
Man, that's interesting. I love that you took a summer off and worked on your game.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about the last AAU season. So I think it's after your junior year so you're playing, but you're still going into senior year, right?
Yeah. So I played again with the same team, different set of girls. Some of them were still, they kept a few of us together who were already in the same class. And I just remember working really hard because now it's like, so the work got me there to get all the attention, but then it's like now that you have the attention, you have to, those standards have been raised. So you want to continue to work hard, right? And so, by then my summer, I went and visited. I was going to go, have some visits lined up, but I ended up going to Notre Dame. I think it was sometime in June maybe. And I was going to go on 4 other visits, but I remember just driving home and talking to my parents, and I was like, I think I'm ready to commit. I remember like texting Coach McGraw, I think I'm in or something, and that was it. And so I didn't really go anywhere else, and I didn't have to keep my mind preoccupied on other things.
Yeah.
So all I did is continue to work and just was ready and wanted to put in that senior season, and I wanted to win because we lost the state championship that year. We lost the regional championship that led to the person that came out of ours ended up winning.
Yeah.
So they were still in our region again. We're going to see them a lot. So I was like, oh no, it's not again. So I worked really hard that year. To try and get that, and so it was and then it prepared me for college. So
At AAU. I loved AAU. Like I said, when I think about all the different levels that I've played, of course, playing professionally was very fun to get to grow and see other cultures and just travel the world, right, and be open to that at a young age from 21. But I really loved AAU in my team, and I think I played with the same AAU team. I was lucky enough to play with the same program for like 4 or 5 years and grow up with the same core, 7, 8 girls. Sometimes we had people kind of come in and off the team, but we were all dialed in. It was that same group of 7 or 8 girls. We stuck together, and we all went somewhere Big D1.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's really cool.
That's awesome.
But they worked us.
Right.
Like we was in college already.
That's right.
We're getting ready for like the national tournament, wherever we go for our age group. And we're like playing. We'll go to Oklahoma City. We'll practice for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Right? Twice a days. We're on the track in the morning, but we're 2 times we're in the gym. Hot gym. Back in the day.
Oh yeah.
There was no AC.
That's right.
It was those big old loud fans.
The best one. Oh yeah.
Sweating.
Kentucky, big ass fans.
Can't do, you're down here working on plays. We got to move to the other side of the court. Somebody get just dripping.
Really big fans in the corners, so loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, those are the best times though.
That was that work ethic.
That's
I really got that work ethic.
Yes.
And our coach was not, like there wasn't a asshole or anything, but they were hard. We had 2 male coaches. They were hard on us. They also loved us and also made sure that we knew you're good and we're going to win. We're going to be the best in Oklahoma and we're going to win. We're going to try to win every time we went to nationals.
Right.
So my question for you, how old are you?
34.
34. I'm 36. So back in the day, our day, was it you had to be the top 2 in the state to go to a national tournament?
The Nike Nationals?
Just any.
Oh, like AAU you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember going to Georgia and we played, my team was out of Nashville, Tennessee actually. So I traveled to Nashville to compete against them. We had people like from California on our team, so it was kind of crazy. In Texas is crazy.
Yeah.
But we competed in Georgia in the Nike Nationals. We played Maya Moore in the championship game.
Crazy.
I ended up losing to them and Sterica, somebody who ended up going to North Carolina, DeGraff and Reed, something like that. Yeah. So it was, it was a, I can't remember exactly, but we didn't have anybody out of Kentucky from that, other than like in state, they would play AU and stuff like that.
So your team was from all across the country.
We were all over the place.
Yeah, because it was a national Nike team. So I remember when I was playing AAU in Oklahoma, there was a state tournament. And I believe, if I know correctly, like if you had to place first and second in the state tournament to go to the AAU national tournament.
Sure.
So for whatever age group, let's say we were, 16 and under, and we were going to Cocoa Beach. That's where nationals was. Okay. You had to be the top 2 teams in the state to go to qualify for that.
Interesting.
But it didn't mean like if you weren't top 2 in the state that you couldn't play tournaments anymore. There was always tournaments. Okay. But you just couldn't go to the national tournament where the ballers were at. Like so it's almost like a
state tournament.
Feels like state tournament, and then I was gonna say NCAA.
Oh yeah, already.
It's like that because you just like 60, 64 teams.
Oh wow.
It's like round robin. You have to win a certain amount of times before you're able to lose and still be able to play again.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And if I remember, so we were at the national tournament and played in the championship game.
Wow.
Every year for 5 years.
That's awesome.
I'd have to show you.
Wow.
I have to
that's
show you
legit.
the trophies that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have. I have them in my storage. They were huge. They're huge, like
They
real.
used
They
to
were
be
real.
so big.
They were. These look like freaking
That's amazing.
trophies. Like if you went to the Spurs and you
Yeah.
look at their trophies, they're freaking huge. There's a big old gold
100%.
ball, and like
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
bottom of it was like a whole
Awesome.
pyramid.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, like I remember having to be wherever we were for like 2 weeks. We were already in our head. We're like, we'll be here for a little bit because
Yeah.
we're going to be winning.
Yeah.
I remember playing against people like Marissa Coleman. Who else? Tolliver at nationals.
Absolutely.
Erica Ariaron. She actually was my teammate. Courtney Paris and Ashley Paris.
Amazing.
Playing against them in the tournament.
That's awesome.
And I'm from Oklahoma. I don't know about these California girls. And
Right.
we would just meet them at nationals and we would go toe to toe.
That's right.
Woo! We were
Those
a
are
short
some
team.
fun battles.
So Danielle, you know my friend DG Gant, same height. Like we might have had one other girl that was 6'2", 6'3". We were probably the tallest, but we ran. We would run people and we would trap the heck out of people.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
we were feisty.
We were, that
And-
junkyard dogs mentality,
Yeah,
right?
it was-
Go after.
It was amazing, and our guards would they were crazy. They would come. Jenna Plumley, she hoops. She can hoop. She would come over half court and just be in range.
It's amazing.
Native American, because she was like, bah, short, quick. So yeah,
Love
I love AAU.
Oh.
I love AAU.
It's great.
I think it's my favorite part of my career.
Okay.
Or I don't know.
No,
era.
yeah, absolutely. In times of playing, I absolutely, I would go back to high school in a heartbeat for all that kind of. I loved preseason at Catholic for the June, June ball. They would say, you'd play against different teams in the state to kind of gauge where everyone was at. I loved that. So it was definitely some of those fun. Not really even pickup games, but it was like organized a little bit, but in the summer, so it's more relaxed. But it's also like. Yeah, you get to scope everybody out. There's no pressure really, so it's great.
What were you looking for in a college team or a program?
I'll be honest with you, like, I didn't, I was so focused on basketball that's all I cared about. Like, the academics and the, networking of Notre Dame, like all of that was just gravy. It was just like an added bonus. But man, I was really going to somewhere that I wanted to, one, like I said, help a program become elite, and two, win a national championship game. I was like, where am I going to go and play? I wanted to play. You know what I mean? I didn't want to just go to a program that was already built and like, all right, I have to do my time, freshman, sophomore year. No, I wanted to go in, I wanted to play and figure it out. And so, I just felt it in Notre Dame. I had like a really good relationship, or just had a good feeling with the coaches, really relationship already with some of the players. I played with, did I play with them? I don't remember. Now that I think about it, I think you could back then. Either way.
You probably did. They probably tried to get a little run in. Yeah.
I'm like, did we do that? Either way, yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer, honestly. So, it just felt right. How about that?
Yeah.
But that's what I was looking for, was all basketball. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, I went to a Catholic high school, and obviously Notre Dame's private too. And they're like, oh yeah, this little Catholic girl wants to go to a Catholic university. And it was like, you can think what you want, but no, we're gonna go win. You know what I mean? Like,
you're going to win somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. That's where I'm going. That's why I'm going there. But yeah, I remember. That's why.
That's hilarious. Let's see. Oh, I had a question. So about your recruiting process. How did that go? Like, people are calling, they're sending letters, they're offering, they're wanting you to, come see their school. How was that mentally for you?
Yeah, it was almost like a confirmation of I had a little bit of an experience with Shannon, who'd gotten recruited. She ended up going to Evansville University. So she had and on top of that, like, the other six players who were D1, something like that, 6 players who were D1, So there'd be back in the day, it wasn't really like texting, right? They weren't really allowed to call and a lot. It was more so the letters.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
Handwritten too.
Yeah. Now that's
personal.
how you could separate it because it'd be crazy. I'd come home every day after school, in the mail you'd have like 100 letters, and you just gotta shuffle through. You know what I mean? Because they're blanket ones they send to a lot of people, but then you shuffle through for the handwritten ones.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. So and then you put that over here. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're gonna be added to the list. You know?
Yeah.
But you just look at because sometimes it was just such a waste. My God, like you just look at in the corner. It has a little label of who it was. LSU, UK, Louisville. You know what I mean? And then you just like, all right, these are cool. And then all right, I don't know who've never heard of that one. Let it go.
Sorry.
But what got really cool was they'd sometimes send them to the school if they didn't have our address. So they'd send them to the school, and all of our lockers would be. And sometimes, like when I was young, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I'd see some of them getting letters. And I'm like, how do you get a letter from, whatever. And then in my 8th grade year, I remember getting one from Vanderbilt. And that was like a cool moment for me because I was 8th grade and like there were people, that weren't getting to the same letters. So then it was like, I started craving like, oh, I got to get a letter. You know what I mean? I got to get the letters. Yeah, that was my first letter in 8th grade. Yeah. So I remember, and it was the school I knew. And like, they were actually pretty good in the top 25. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And it wasn't just a blanket letter, So, and then that's what made it kind of competitive within obviously at home it was fine, but within the school, like it was just the fact that who had the most letters that day,
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It was just super fun. And that's kind of how it took off from there. So I'm grateful to have like a little experience from my sister, but also from the experience of having all those other people that were also around it. So it just helped elevate the whole team. Obviously, if they were better, I was gonna get better too because of that.
For sure. I remember going through that process and it was fun. It was fun to get those letters because you were like, you kind of can understand, okay, depending on the school, how good am I, or how good do people perceive me?
Correct, right? Yeah.
And what's the possibilities of the schools and all those things. So that's always cool, understanding that. But then for me, it got super overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really, before I started to visit people, I didn't really know where I wanted to go yet. And they were just called, they would always call, and my mom would pick the phone up, and I'd be like, she'd pick it up, how you do it at home, and I'll be on the couch, and she'd be like, so-and-so, hey, so-and-so from whatever school. I'd be like,
the introvert in you is not today.
I don't want to talk. I want to talk to nobody. I don't. Mm-hmm. Even the schools I really liked, I was like, I don't like talking on the phone. It was so weird. But I just remember that. It was hilarious because it did get overwhelming.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I ended up just taking. So we have 5. You have 5 official visits you get to take.
Right.
I took 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I took Texas, OU, because it was local school. I didn't really want to go to OU and be local. I wanted to move.
Same.
But they were so good.
Yeah, they were really so good.
I know, and I do this. I'm like, oh.
Was it Sherry?
Sherry Cole. Yeah, they were
yeah.
really, really good. Yeah. And then LSU. And it was crazy. LSU started recruiting me late. Like, I think junior year. After junior year, there might have been a Nike camp I went to in St. Louis, and they started recruiting me then. Dang. And yeah. It was literally going into signing season. They started kind of recruiting, but they were top 2, and it was when Pokey Chapman was coaching.
Gosh,
and
that's great.
Simona Gus's was there, but I wouldn't have been able to play with her. I would have played with like what's her name? Fowles, Sylvia Fowles, and
fabulous.
Kiana Chaney and some other cool players.
Yeah.
But yeah, boy, it was tough. It was tough. So I thought the Paris twins were gonna come to Texas because they also took a visit.
Dang.
And Sherry Cole actually told me, hey, Paris, their twins are coming here. And I didn't believe her because I was like, I just saw them at Texas.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I had to play 4 years against them. They were tough. The whole team, Amanda Thompson, they were bad. They were good. But yeah, let's go into, were you a McDonald's All-American?
No, honorable mention.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I feel like you should have been.
Yeah, and that's where it all comes down to too. And I think like even LeBron James mentioned it. I think talking about Bronny the other day about the mock draft, for example. It's like does a mock draft really matter? You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it was, like, because I had to understand that too. And I was like, oh man, like, because I wanted to be a McDonald's All-American, but I didn't really want it until like later in life when I realized it was a potential. Like, I remember freshman, sophomore year, like, oh, McDonald's All-American, that's way too far. You know, like, they're better, you know, there's nothing there. But then it was like, I started to be able to touch it. I got to go to the Nike camps. And so, yeah, being kind of that the McDonald's All-American, I remember being like, man, I'm disappointed in that. But I think it helped spur me on to want to be more successful. You know, then like, I remember all the people on that list, like, okay, they're going to this school, they're going to that school. You remember? So it was kind of like a cool, it doesn't really matter though at the grand scheme of things. And I try and stress that to some of the younger kids of like, it doesn't matter what your ranking is in the states, you know, or like in the whole state or also in the nation. Like, it just doesn't matter because it's like third parties looking at that. Yes, maybe they've gotten more exposure for a really long time. And so that's kind of how I had to think of it, but I didn't think of it at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad. Like, I want to be on it. So, but it was cool because, I just had to continue to work to get people to just to believe it and to see it.
It was also kind of new. Like, I know that I think the first one they had was in Oklahoma City, and I think that was maybe LeBron and Candace were in the same one in 2003.
Oh wow!
I think if I'm correct. And then I had no clue what it was, and really, and I was a McDonald's All-American in 2005, but I had no clue what it was. And all of a sudden, my coach was like, "Hey, you're picked to do this," and I was like, and you know, you do your research and you're like, oh, I guess it's a big thing.
Totally, yeah.
Now I look back and it's like, oh shoot, I was top 24 or
love it.
Whoever decided, you never know what they're deciding, but it was just it was an honor. And more for me, like a confidence boost. Like, okay, I need to start playing into this. What people maybe
absolutely
perceive me as, you know.
Totally, absolutely.
But yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. Seeing a lot of cool different players and watching them go through their process in college and see where everybody ended up. Everybody ends up in different places, you know. McDonald's All-Americans don't become WNBA players, right? Or pro in general. So like you said, I think that's in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But
at the time, it's hard to when
it's hard to
it's like getting it. Totally, absolutely, yeah. And so that's kind of how I think about it too. It's like you can have the immediate kind of validation then, or, you know, you can eventually continue to build off it, let it continue to spawn you on to be able to come, you know, a little bit. So,
what did you study in college?
I studied 3.5 years of pre-med. Gosh, and I look back and I joke now. I ended up not graduating with it because my senior semester I still had like 4 science electives and 2 fundamental courses, like a inorganic chem and then a physics 2. Dang. And I'm like, I'm trying to get drafted. I'm trying to win a national championship. I'm like, I ain't got no time for all these classes.
All this science.
Come on, man.
What is going on?
So the best decision I ever made was I was like, you know what? Screw it. Okay. So at the same time, I was kind of doing this. I don't even know if it was a double major, but I had all the courses for an anthropology degree. Yeah. So I ended up in an anthropology degree, which is the study of like human diversity.
I was going to ask you, like, what is it? I heard
exactly.
of it.
Exactly. It wasn't archaeology where you're living, you know, like whatever. It was just like study of people, which is fine, you know. But at the end of the day, like if I were to go back and do it all over again, Notre Dame was the #1 business school at the time. I don't even know if it's still there.
Yeah.
But now I'm in business, you know, that would have been amazing. So either way, it obviously doesn't matter. But that's another thing I wish I would have known to just like, Nat, just chill. Just don't, you know, just play basketball. Not great advice, but like, man, it would have made my life easier if I wouldn't have just been trying to fit into a box of like what, oh, this is my life after basketball, you know, instead of imagining of like, hey, what if you did get drafted? What if you worked really hard, you know? And so I didn't realize that was even a path because I was just going to go, that was the plan. I was like, oh, I want to help people. I want to go be a doctor. There's so many other ways to help people now.
What do you mean?
You
didn't realize what was a path? Like the business major and everything?
No, I didn't realize the WNBA was a path. Like excuse me, I guess like playing basketball professionally. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that. You know, no, they don't make any money. Okay. Or like, they don't do that. You know, because I never knew anybody that had done that. And so once I started like my junior and senior year of college, and I was in the mock draft names for college, and it was just like, oh man, wait, what?
Right.
Like,
Okay.
is this a possibility? And so I just remember it getting increasingly more difficult, the courses for pre-med, and it was just like, I can always come back and finish if I want to, but there's a limited time on your ability to have your prime basketball and athletic ability. And so
True.
I'm grateful I had that sort of realization and aha moment of, but yeah, and then the other kind of top tier of that is like, you don't necessarily have to be, I guess that there's just so much pressure. I wish I had someone to tell me that, like, even if you choose this major, it's still going to be fine. You know, when whatever you do, like, it just doesn't matter. It's an opportunity for more schooling if you need that, but also, if I just did the anthropology degree for the whole time, I probably would have still turned out just fine. Yeah, granted, I worked super hard for those C's, in those courses, in those science courses. Woo! And I'm grateful for it. But wow, I remember a lot of sleep that I did not get. Like, wow, it was tough. It was really tough.
Man, I'm sure. I'm so sure. And you said, it's funny that you said you look back now and was like, maybe you would like to do a business major or something. Yeah. And I feel the same way now that I'm like in creating and business in general, and just, I don't know, I'm like, dang, I should have did marketing or business, something to understand money.
Right.
I think, and how things actually work in the real world. Yeah. Had no clue of nothing. Yeah. Taxes, going overseas, making money. I didn't know where taxes were. I don't know what bracket I would have been in. Like, it was interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just such a disservice. Even people with some business degrees, though, don't even get access to all of the information. But yeah, I would have felt the exact same way as you. Though it's like, there's no course. How does the world work? One of my friends, he created something called Slice. It's like, should have learned in school. I should have learned in school.
Yeah. Dang.
Well, that's right. Exactly. It's like, that's the stuff that people need now, which I wish I would have.
What drives you or drove you when you were, coming up playing basketball, even from, let's say, high school through college, through being a professional player? Mm-hmm. What drove you to just attack excellence?
Wow, good question. And I think about this often, and I think about, like, because sometimes I'm like, man, in my business career, like, where's that edge? Where's that chip on my shoulder? Sometimes there's that urgency that every single day, right? And so I had this, and I think it came from it. I wasn't born in me. It just came from. So to give an example, I didn't like a lot of things. I didn't like school. I didn't like I said, my home life, I really was not happy. Mm-hmm. I played a lot by myself. Like, I didn't, mess with my my brothers and sisters or my parents. I literally was just an angry kid. I didn't talk, like I said, didn't talk a lot. Yeah. And so the only thing I found I enjoyed was sports, but then specifically basketball, really. And because I would lose, because I was the shortest, and I would literally just lose. They were so much taller than me. This chip just grew, you know what I mean? I was so angry, and I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have an outlet for it. And so basketball, after I lost, sore lost all my friends basically after throwing the ball at them and kicking the ball, everything. I didn't have anybody. Man, it was crazy. It's still a bit of a sore loser, but one of my, somebody I know, he says, if you're not show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser.
I'll show you a loser.
I like that. I'm like, that's true.
Who's not mad about losing?
Come on, man.
It's different for everybody, right. But
I've come a long way, but man, so I didn't have an outlet, and when I didn't have any friends to play with anymore, I was just left there for my own devices, so I just got better. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'd go back to the gym, go back to the court, get everybody around, I maybe win one game out of 10. Yeah. And I held on to that one win, and I was like, I want more of that feeling. And so I would go back and practice. I was like, okay, now I won 2 games. And if I worked this hard, imagine if I worked this hard, right? And so that was kind of like that cycle. And then I just became obsessed with that feeling in getting better and how to, and so I just continued to get better and better and better. And that's really, I think, what drove me, was because it was just an easy like progression. So I'm like, okay, these people over here, but I'm like right here, you know? So like, oh, but now I'm right here. Oh, now I'm right here. Okay, they got a little bit better, but I'm still coming. You know what I mean? So me want to like to surpass them. And that's really what drew me. Like, I think I was just perfect timing for me. I was the youngest and the smallest on my immediate family, but then my high school being the youngest and like the last, I guess, of the really top players. Mm-hmm. And that's really kind of what spawned, like, you know, spurred me on, is what I would say. That's really what I just wanted to prove to. It got to a point of, yeah, you can prove people wrong, but no one was really like, oh, there, she ain't shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, it was really like, I know myself and I want to win. You know, like it's like proving it to myself, I think, and getting at, and I was so angry and miserable. I was literally miserable, and that was the only way I feel like I could like be free. If that makes sense, from like my own like miserable. I know it's hard to like think of, but like miserable existence. Like I wasn't a happy person, you know. But on the court, I was free. I was free of everything.
So was this kind of angry kid? Was it like growing up, middle school, and high school, or? No,
gosh, it went all the way. It went like, I remember young, like. Yeah. I think it, you know what? Yes, it probably came out in the middle school, you know, not terrible, but I think it was just like those years that laid the foundation for me being angry was just like in my family being talked over, not having a voice, literally didn't even know what to say. I was kind of mute, you know, like
introverted as well.
Super introverted, was so afraid of like ordering my own. I remember like I did it a lot, but like 2 instances I remember, like being afraid to order, like we were at a family restaurant and being afraid to order like at Applebee's.
Yeah.
Afraid to order. For the waitress who's looking at me, what do you want? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like going up to ask for a refill at a Wendy's. I mean, like crazy, like just debilitating fear.
Yeah.
Gosh. And it's like, I don't even know where that came from. But probably, I literally don't. But, so that, and then hating school, I just like I remember liking it, but not like enough to want to just go every day. I don't know. It was just like, it wasn't fun for me. But I looked so forward to recess. I looked forward to gym class. You know, it was just like those outlets for me. And so I think that's just kind of how the foundation of like that anger and not having an outlet. Like, I don't know. You know, I just remember being angry.
How'd you get out of that? How'd you overcome that, or, you know, start to deal with that while you were growing up, you know, college and even to pro level?
It was channeling it, and that's really what it came down to. Like, I could have channeled it non-productively, you know, into acting out and stuff like that, but like I still had acting out moments where I, you know, in high school, and I raced and broke like, I don't even know what we were at. We were at like a convent, and we were at like a retreat situation. I remember racing the hallway, breaking a window at the end of it. You know, I had to do some community service for that. And then,
you were mad about did you lose?
No, I didn't lose. No, of course not. I won. But I didn't stop like a normal person.
I'm like a normal person.
The person, she was like on the track team, I remember, and I was like, oh my God, I got a winner. And we were like neck and neck. But like, the hallway's literally ending. We're on the 3rd floor.
You got to win, though.
I had to win.
You're crazy. I had to win.
The only reason I didn't run out and then, you know, to my death or whatever is because of those those hotels, like, or not hotels, but like those air conditionings at the end of the hallways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that stopped me, and then
the window.
Through, yeah. And so, I had to community service for that, but I won. You know what I mean? It was the craziest thing. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, you gotta be crazy so bad that it's like I wasn't even thinking about the aftermath. It was right there in the moment. I'm right there. The hallway's ending. She stops. Who knows? Who knows?
But I feel like that.
Crazy.
I'm you know, WNBA player, and making it twice to the NCAA championship game.
Yeah.
You gotta be crazy. You gotta have a team of crazies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my team was just as crazy.
I'm sure.
It's amazing.
I'm sure.
A bunch of crazies come together.
Yeah, we do some crazy cool stuff.
Everybody holds each other accountable.
Yeah.
Then you have the moral authority to hold everyone accountable. Because if you hold yourself accountable, you come to the table with I'm complete, but like I've worked hard. That person does the same thing. That person. You got a championship recipe right
Everybody
there.
does their job and understands it's okay with their role.
Yeah, it was an interesting, and that's how it's like we just knew. It's like we just knew we were meant for greatness. Those teams.
Let's talk about this. Yeah. I need to know because I ain't had no greatness. I ain't been to no championships. I ain't get nothing.
Well,
I want to know like the personalities and like the team structure. Like what does that look like? You know, because you just said we all knew we were destined for greatness. Like I don't know. Take me into looking at your team, the setup of your point guards, and just
sure.
What does that look like?
Yeah, it was my freshman year. There was like 4 of us. The only subs were point guards. We had some injuries. Okay. But those 2 injuries set up for them staying 5th years and then graduating technically with me. Then we lost, I think in the second round, was it? I'm sorry, no, it was the first round. Second year, we lost to Oklahoma. Last second shot. Oh God, it hurts. Still thinking about it. I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't remember who even shot the shot. And then but what did it was, Skylar Diggins came. I lost my starting position to her sophomore season.
She's 1 year behind you.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So that was a big deal. Her coming brought some notoriety, but she was also local, you know. So we had a lot more fan bases coming as well. But what did it? That hurt my confidence because my whole life, if I just worked as hard as I could, then I'll get to where I wanted to go. And so I worked super hard freshman to sophomore year, earned my starting position. But then I felt like I was walking on eggshells. It's like my like mindset didn't catch up to my talent ability, right? And then when that's a disconnect, you're toast. You know, you got little seeds of doubt toast. So Skylar would come in, I'd mess up, or like I'd start, I'd mess up. Skylar would come in, and it would just like hurt my confidence back, and I couldn't recover. The whole year I couldn't recover. So that was a really tough year, and so I had a decision to make. Most people, kids nowadays too, like they're not having a good year, it's not working out, other people are playing ahead of you. What do? They go to the portal.
Oh yeah.
Transfer.
Quick,
right?
we go into the portal.
So I was like, oh my God, we didn't obviously have the portal. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna transfer. This is not working, you know, blah blah blah. But I don't remember. Maybe it was a pride thing. I think, and I'm grateful. It was the pride thing. I was like, I'm not ready to quit. You know, I'm not ready. My time's not done yet. So I worked so hard that summer, going into junior year, and I was not gonna be denied, right?
Yeah.
So I worked super hard. We lost 5 seniors. So there was some people that wasn't getting the adequate amount of playing time. Maybe they weren't ready, but also our seniors were great, you know? And so, but there was just this like brewing of people who were ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like Devereaux Peters, she hadn't like really hit her prime yet. Brittany Mallory, who was like just one of the most intelligent players I've ever played against, knew everywhere, just not even the point guard, just knew where everyone was supposed to be. Wow. You know, knew all the plays. We'd be listening to timeout. Break, you know, I go, all right, what was it?
Exactly. Okay, so what am I doing? Everybody has that teammate that knows. Everybody has that teammate that was not listening.
So grateful.
I was like trying to get water. So.
Yeah. I know. I was like, seriously. And so Skylar was kind of coming into her own as a sophomore. Had a great freshman year, but like had to come in her own, you know? Freshman year is different, way different than sophomore year. And then our kind of like, we called her bruiser, and the center was Becca Brzezinski, and she was like our dog, you know what I mean? Like you had to have that fight a little bit. But then the other thing I'll say is we had a really good freshman class come in. And that's when some of the WNBA players like you've heard of, like Kayla McBride and Natalie Chanwa. And so they were ready to come in, make a name for themselves, you know? And so that was when, we had really some top 6, 7 solid players that were just ready.
Wow.
And I can't explain it. We just, everybody worked hard. Everybody had their role, and we were different. You know what I mean? Like we were different from the teams of the past. We were faster. We played defense. We worked super hard. It was competitive at practice. That was another really, really big thing. Not that they weren't competitive before that, but it was just like we went at it.
Y'all made each other for real better every day. It was
interesting.
Yeah, taking it easy on each other so we can just get through practice.
That's right. Yeah, it was, and I know, like, I don't know, it was. I just remember feeling different, and I knew it was different, and everybody did. Yeah, so it was. That's where I even like try and channel that now of like, what was it that team did? How did we create that greatness? And then that like those high standards, every class after held it up.
Yeah.
And so that's how they were able to kind of sustain that greatness, and now obviously continued getting fabulous, great players.
Yeah, that's interesting because you look at so many teams, so much talent, right, in the D1 and any level, but you look at talented teams, and it's like on paper, so many teams are like, dang, right? But then when you start to play together and try to mesh, and that, I just always wonder what things are missing. Like your teams, like the old school Tennessee teams, UConn teams, like what do they do different on a day-to-day basis that we don't do or other teams don't do? I always wonder, like, what does their practice look like? And it probably doesn't look any different, but I'm not sure. Like it's not something that's going to be huge. It's going to be small.
You're right.
Something so small, but that they do it at a very, very high level. Everybody's on the same page about it.
Right.
And it's a non-negotiable. Like you can't have a scholarship if you're not doing this little thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's like, no, you don't get a pass.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
you don't get a pass. And everybody is taking accountability. I know we had my team coming into Texas. We had freshman year, 6 of us maybe. I think 6. 3 McDonald's All-American, me, Erica, and then Crystal Boyd, and then everybody else was from Texas and like badasses in Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
And we were talented. Tiffany Jackson, Nina Norman. We had a lot of talent. And then over the years as well, after that, it's just, for me, it was something missing. It was. Yeah. It was that we worked hard, but it was like that crazy. I don't think we had that crazy obsessed team.
Yeah.
Like when you have 12 players, 15 players in the roster, at least 12 are crazy. We're all crazy about winning.
Yeah.
It's the mental side of it.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
we're
not
from
gonna
a good
AU
program.
Oh yeah.
You felt the chemistry.
Oh yeah.
So it was it's like that chemistry is everything.
Yeah. That's, and if I was to kind of compare those two, you can't compare the levels, but comparing the team connection, I don't know. It was just, I think, like you said, we knew we were good, and there's no reason not to be.
Yeah.
Like we knew we were good.
Yeah.
Ugh. And I don't know if we had that belief. Honestly, for me and the different teams that I played on, lots of talent, very good. But I don't think we had that collective belief and desire. Like when you said it earlier, when you know, when you've worked hard, you know what you know, right? But sometimes you know you're good, but you don't really, I don't know, you don't necessarily think that you should be thinking about championship.
Yeah.
Like y'all were thinking,
Absolutely.
I know these teams, your team, for the years that you played, and UConn and these different teams that are winning championships, they are thinking about the championship game.
That's the end game. That's the end.
We're not thinking about making sure we're the number one in Big 12 or having some great record.
Right.
We are thinking, we're looking at the bullseye of who we're gonna probably meet. But we're not overlooking who we got to get through. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the nature of the game. You got to be able to knock them trees down, but we're knocking them down as if you are UConn, as if you are Notre Dame. We're coming at you as if you're Texas A&M.
That's right.
And you might be a local team or something. But, just I don't know.
I get it. Yeah.
I love
exactly
that feeling.
Right.
See, I think that's why I loved AAU.
Yeah.
It was tough and hard, but it was, I don't know, man. I got to think about this, Nat. What was the difference? We were just all on the same page.
Yeah.
We didn't fight. But we went at each other.
Yeah.
We went at each other, and we held each other accountable, and we had each other's backs. It was just a feeling of like, we know we finna go with each other in this 3 hours of practice, but we about to cut up and laugh afterwards.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
And no other distractions. Like everybody was like basketball's life. And I'm not sure that basketball was life in college.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. Basketball was life for me. I'm trying to win.
Right. What else are we doing here?
Got my knee, got all these ACL injuries. I need to get a ring or something.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with you. It was. What's this education? What's this parties? It's like nope.
Yeah.
Get in the gym.
I mean, we probably did party too much. I feel like there's enough time. Like there's enough time to make parties and all that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when you have something set, you have to choose. The other distractions, are they gonna distract you, or
or can you?
How did you make those decisions?
Can you leave it
your team
off the court? You
That
know
too.
what I'm saying?
That
like we had fun
Drama.
too, but at the same time, it was like, can you take care of your business, and then can you take care of your business? So you had to separate it too. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was your question?
Just how did I phrase it? How did you deal with it, and your teammates deal with the balance of outside distractions in basketball?
Yeah, I mean,
because you got to live your life as a student athlete, But
yeah, I think it still comes down to it comes down from the top of like Coach McGraw standards, like the program standards. Then it comes our like punishments. We're always team. Someone messed up, we all messed up.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, you do that. You were late once, or you do something else wrong once. Everybody's punished. It's like
not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling.
Because we're pissed at
it's
you.
The
Like,
worst
why?
feeling. Yeah, knowing
what?
it's your fault. Woo! That's tough. That's
For
that
what?
accountability right there. And then the internal responsibility and high standard you set for yourself, I think, is really what separated a lot of like being able to separate that business off the court and business on the court. And so I think it was it was even like an unspoken commitment to each other too.
Yeah.
That this is special. Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Like
don't mess
it up. And you know what? People messed it up left and right, but at the same time, it was like, I don't know, like it's like you allowed to get messed up once and then they're back, allowed it messed up once and then
you
you're back.
Regroup. You
know what I'm saying? It was like we're going to hold you accountable for that action though. We're not just going to like, oh, I feel you. Yeah, absolutely. You're missing class, or oh yeah, absolutely. I get it. You're late. Mm-mm. No, this is like, we will be all over you because you're late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll be all over you because you messed up. Yeah, so it's even somebody got arrested for just being at a college party.
Yeah.
Just one of those that got interrupted by the cops. She called Coach McGraw.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
I'm terrified too. I'm about to get in front of this.
That's right. And I was like, God, that was smart. You know what I mean? And because she did that, yeah, we had a week
Integrity.
of 6 a.m.s, but it was that ownership of like, yeah, I'm owning this. I messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we all had faith in that because she, like I said, she was one of our top leaders on the court, and so yeah, if she's gonna, she'll own up to that. She's gonna make sure she has accountability and ownership here.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's an attitude too, that you have to have individually. You're going to mess up, and as a team, people are going to mess up. You have to give them grace, but listen, you got to get in line once. You get once. You know what I'm saying? You get your
right.
one.
That's right.
Don't mess it up
That's
again.
Right.
Because like if I make a mistake, I definitely want to have another chance. But also I know I'm already coming correct to my team. Listen, I'm sorry.
Right.
I shouldn't even went out. Whatever. This is what happened. Right. And just having that integrity. But then also something you said was y'all were on each other.
Yeah.
Instead of it being
yes,
coaches.
You nailed it.
Y'all took it. It sounds like y'all took accountability and control of it's your team.
Your team.
And I think that's the difference too.
Right.
Sometimes it's like it's hard to teach and hard to explain, but it's like the players have to get together and be like, this is the pact of us.
Yes.
And if you're not really you're not really down for what most of the team wants to do, I don't know. It might not work out for you, and you can't be the bad apple, or you need to just get on board.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you brought up a really good point of it's like the coach isn't, yes, the coach is responsible for everything, but at the end of the day, the players are on the court, and so making sure that you have that bond. And what's really cool about those teams, is we weren't best friends off the court. Yeah. Some of them were here and there, cliques, but pockets. Yep. But we were down for each other on the court. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Off the court, everybody goes whatever.
Yeah, it's always going to be those cliques and people you hang out with most more than others, but it's never drama. And you have that.
Right. Man, yeah, absolutely. But on the court, though, I will die for you,
Right.
Like, that's what it was.
That's that unspoken kind of.
And it's carried us through. Even I could call any of them up today and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And you'll have that bond for forever.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I wish I was on your team.
I wish you were on our team too. I would use you for sure.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
So, okay.
Sit right in.
Yes.
Running and gunning. Man.
Let's go.